title on this one yet. The sun was scorching and the trails rough. The breath of the wind felt like a dragon's breath. From rich and poor, from the profane into the priest, there were thousands of people just to hear some preacher preach. I noticed a blind man I'd seen the day before, a beggar of alms who stood outside the temple doors. I froze in amazement when he turned and looked at me. I couldn't believe it, but I swear this man could see. The miracle worker had touched him with his hands. His words like manna fell upon their hungry souls. They hung on every word, every story that he told. The day grew long and they grew tired and needed bread. And with 5 loaves and a couple of fish, the multitude was fed. Who was this man? Who was this carpenter whom history applauds? Was he some lunatic that just thought that he was God? A diabolical liar on a mission to deceive? Was he who he said he was? What do you believe? And when the religious leaders of the day had gathered near, his words and healings caused them jealousy and fear. How long can we let this man steal our power and respect? So a conspiracy was born. They had something to protect. And in the cities and villages, his fame was spread abroad. The miracle worker said he was the Son of God. Who was this carpenter whom history applauds? Was he some lunatic who just thought that he was God? A diabolical liar on a mission to deceive? Or was he who he said he was? What do you believe? The day was Sunday. He rode into Jerusalem. A man of sorrows with palm leaves thrown before him. Shouts of "God save us" seemed to split the sky. But in a few days, they'd cry out for his life. Save us! Blessed is he who comes in the name. Save us in the name of the Lord. And in an upper room, he gathered for the feast. With his disciples, yet one of them a beast. One shall betray me, even one with whom I dine. So he took the broken bread, and he dipped it in the wine, and gave it to Judas, who went running into the night. And in the garden, great drops of blood he sweat. When they came to arrest him, his disciples turned and fled. Before the high priest, he was silent as a lamb. But beneath the flesh and blood, there stood the great I Am. Who was this man? Who was this carpenter whom history applauds? Was he some lunatic that just thought that he was God? A diabolical liar on a mission to deceive? Was he who he said he was? What do you believe? In a mockery of justice, they sentenced him to die. They sent him to Pilate and accused him with their lies. But Pilate turned to the crowd and said, "How can this be? For I find no fault in him. Should I set him free?" But they said, "Crucify." We said, "Crucify." I said, "Crucify him." They dressed him in a scarlet robe and crown of thorns. With a cat of 9 tails, his flesh was torn. They mocked him and they beat him without mercy or remorse. He staggered up the hill where they nailed him to a cross. They raised his naked body on the cross between 2 thieves. To one he gave forgiveness, when upon him he believed. Taunting him, demanding, "Are you Messiah or a fraud? Just come down from there if you're the Son of God." But he cried, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Who is this carpenter whom history applauds? Was he some lunatic who just thought that he was God? A diabolical liar on a mission to deceive? Was he who he said he was? That's what I believe.